Hey, what's up everybody? Brand new video. Today is December the 24th, I believe, so it's Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful winter season and a wonderful Christmas Eve, and please enjoy this Christmas Eve with your family and friends and whoever. So, yeah, happy holidays, everybody. And for those that don't celebrate Christmas, then happy holidays for whatever you celebrate. But yeah, it's Christmas Eve and it's almost New Year. So guys, Happy New Year as well. I'm just going to say here, Happy New Year and all that. So I hope most of you made your New Year resolutions, like you made it, like you accomplished it. Because guess what? I did. I freaking did. Like literally all of 2024, I worked on myself and literally I made it basically to the goal, to the prime goal that I wanted. So that's what we're going to talk about. Anyway, starting 2024, I was weighing around 180 pounds. So basically I was obese. And as a 5 foot woman, I'm supposed to weigh from 100 pounds to 120 pounds. That's a healthy weight for someone like me. A 5 foot female is supposed to weigh around 120 pounds or 100 pounds, between that weight. So that's the healthy weight for someone my height. Anyway, so I went from 180 to now weighing 134 pounds. I basically dropped about 90 pounds. And was it easy? Of course not. Fuck no, it was not easy. But this type of stuff is not easy. So either way, I made my goal. Like my New Year resolution has been complete. So yeah, I don't know what to say about this. Like, I guess I need to congratulate myself. But yeah, I mean, the healthy weight is supposed to be, 100 pounds to 120 pounds. Like 130 is still not 120, but it's just 10 pounds away, But that's my case, that's my situation, that's my story. You can watch it on that video, how I dropped 90 pounds. It's on my YouTube or any of my other channels. So you can watch that. That advice is free on YouTube. So yeah, I made my New Year resolution for all of 2024. Now, I don't know what resolution I have for 2025. Like, my goal is complete. Like, I have no other ideas, but maybe it's career-oriented. I'm not sure, but I'll come up with something, you know what I mean? But yeah, today we're going to talk about weight loss. And this advice, again, it's free. It's on YouTube. So for those of you who are, overweight, for those of you who are obese, for those of you who need help with that, with weight management and weight loss and all that, and you've been fat your whole life, you've been obese your whole life, you've been overweight your whole life, you just don't know what to do. So here I'm going to tell you, I already made that video how I dropped 90 pounds. Most of it is over there. But here I'm going to give you a little bit more tips, a little bit more advice if I missed anything in that video, how I dropped 90 pounds in all of 2024. So, I might repeat myself in this video or not, but it really depends. So, pay attention for those of you that are, here for that. So, we're going to talk about weight loss. Basically, I'm going to give you some advice, some tips, because that's all I can offer, I can't really do the work for you. This is basically a job. Weight loss is a job, and you need to treat it like a job that you don't necessarily like. Because yeah, going to work, it's not pleasant to be a worker, a worker bee, and constantly go to work and have to wake up at a certain time and show up and clock in and just do the labor, do this and do that. It's not a fun thing, having a job, whatever job it is, whatever career you have, it's not fun. It's unpleasant for the vast majority of us, So you have to treat weight loss like it's literally another job, like a side hustle, like a side job, like a second job. That's the mindset you're going to have to acquire. That's the mindset you have to get into, because there's no other way around it. It's literally a job. So if you're not willing to treat it like a job that you don't necessarily like, I don't know how to help you, because it's a labor, it's job, it's constant everyday work. No days off. There are no days off. There are no cheat days. There are no free days. None of that. It's a job, okay? when you go to work, it's not like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna quit my job for 3 months and then try to come back to the same job I had. So that type of thing, you can't just quit and try to come back later, you know. Weight loss, you have to treat it like a forever job that you're never gonna get out of, basically. And as unpleasant as that sounds, that's too bad, because that's exactly what it is. It's not fun. It's not what do you call it? What do people call it? It's not a gift, basically. Like, it's not an easy peasy type of thing. Like, oh my god, I'm gonna look like a model. I'm gonna look like a Barbie. I'm gonna look like a supermodel. I'm gonna look like Superman if you're a guy. Nope. You don't really focus on looks, because looks deteriorate with age regardless, you know. Don't necessarily try to focus on the looks. When you go into a weight loss journey, don't even look in the mirror. Don't look in the mirror. Like I'm telling you, trying to look in the mirror or the camera or any of these things that require your appearance, try not to pay attention, you know. When you start a weight loss journey, you have to focus on the scale. You have to focus on your waistline, like on your clothing. If your clothing starts fitting you a certain way, if things start being loose around your waist, you know, if your shirts fit different, that's the stuff that you'll focus on. Okay, there's also this bracelet. It's called the weight loss bracelet. So it's basically a thin band or a string that people who are entering a weight loss journey wrap around their wrist, right? Not too tight, but close enough to the skin to where you can fit one finger, you know. Not severely tight, but fit enough to where you can feel it around your skin and fit one finger. So this weight loss bracelet basically lets you know how you are changing according to your body fat percentage. So you don't necessarily have to look in a mirror. You don't have to look in the camera. You will just use clothing and this weight band, this weight loss bracelet that I'm talking about, and of course the scale and your clothing. You can use a tape measure as well. This is how you will track your progress. This is how you will understand your weight loss, how you will get accustomed to your weight loss. Okay, forget about looks, forget about all of that superficial nonsense, because again, we all age and we all deteriorate with age. So forget the mirror, forget the what is it called, the camera. All right, forget all these things. We are going to focus on how things fit around us first. So that's the mindset you need to get into. Forget anything that has to do with looks, because you're going to focus on something that has nothing to do with your health. So that's a bad way to start weight loss, just thinking about looks, thinking I'm going to be a Barbie, I'm going to be Superman. None of that. Forget all of that. All right. So yeah, if you're a fatso, if you're a fatty, if you're obese, if you're overweight, you need to focus on your health first and foremost, right? But that's how you're going to start it. Secondly, you're going to treat this like it's a job. So whether you signed up for the gym, whether you sign up for any gym, no matter what gym it is, you also need to treat the gym as attendance like it's a job. And this is what I did as well. This is what I did for a fact. So when I started attending whatever gym I was going to, you need to attend like it's a job, like you need to clock in. You need to be there at a certain time. So I definitely, for a fact, started attending the gym, whatever gym I was going to, like if it were a job, a location that I needed to attend and show up at, that I needed to clock in at. So definitely treat the gym attendance like if it were a job, like if you were to get written up if you didn't attend, like if you were to get points on your resume or whatever if you didn't attend, like if you're gonna get fired if you don't attend. That's how you have to treat it. Pretend, definitely for a fact, pretend or perceive it as if you will get fired from your job if you don't make it to the gym on the daily, right? So that's definitely how I treated it. Sometimes I would show up late to the gym, but I felt good as long as I showed up at the gym, you know, whether it was later on in the day or whatever, you know. So this is how I started my weight loss journey, of course. So definitely treat it like an everyday thing, like a job, as unpleasant as that sounds. And just like I said in my how I dropped 90 pounds video, just like I said there, you have to be willing to suffer. You have to be willing to put up with unpleasant feelings, with torturous feelings from exercise. You have to be willing. Willing. The word is willing. You have to be 100% for a fact willing to put up with the suffering, to put up with bad days and all this. So I definitely said that in the how I dropped 90 pounds. So yeah, that's how you pretty much start off. You start treating all of this like if it were a job, like if it were a requirement, like if you're gonna get fired, like if you're gonna get in trouble. Pretend as much as you can, and definitely track everything using tape measure and your clothing and the scale, compared to using a mirror or a camera. And try not to focus so much on looks, because again, the looks will go away regardless at some point in time with age. So the looks part, the loose skin, all of this, don't focus on that. Use this weight loss band that I used. It helps a lot. So yeah. Now when it comes to food, you will have to turn to real foods, only clean foods, only whole foods. Anything super processed or ultra processed or hyper processed, you will cancel from your menu. So this is how you're going to start treating your diet, your menu. This is how you're going to have to start treating it. No ifs or buts, you have to. The sugars and the carbs, definitely they're going to have to be super minimized, beyond minimized, or completely canceled from your diet, from your menu, from your options. Because the thing is, with these carbs, they turn into sugar in your body. So whether it be breads or pizzas and such, those breads, they become sugar in your bloodstream. So even if you're not eating anything that is sugar, if you eat like a pizza, it becomes sugar in your blood. And of course, anything that is sugar, like candy, like chocolate, like coffees, all of this needs to be canceled, needs to be removed. No ifs or buts, this will hinder your progress. No ifs or buts, this will hinder your progress. I'm telling you, you need to quit the sugar, you need to quit the carbs. All of this will have to be for a fact canceled when you start the weight loss journey. Alright? If you want things that taste kind of sweet, or it's going to have to be fruit, because the fruit has fiber, and the fiber fights the sugar, it fights the fructose. So this is the stuff you need to start learning early on, you know. So when it comes to these hyper processed foods, whenever you go shopping, definitely look at the ingredients, because anything that has corn syrup or fructose, this will hinder you, this will stay in your body. Anything that says corn oils or seed oils, this will stay in your body. It doesn't get out for 600 days, basically 2 years. It stays in your body. It causes heart issues, heart deformities, heart palpitations. So definitely check the labels, read the labels, read the ingredients, because yes, the ingredients it's everything. The ingredients, it's everything. All right, this will determine all of your health. It will determine all of your weight loss progress. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. This is free advice. I'm not gonna lie to you. I even have a playlist called Health. I will make it public, but you can check out that playlist. It has several doctors, like specifically heart doctors, that have hour-long videos, but you can speed those up, talking about how sugar is killing everyone, how these seed oils, which are unnatural and not healthy oils whatsoever, are killing everyone. So the healthy oils will be the ones from olives, from coconut. Those are healthy oils, right? But most foods are made with seed oils, okay, which are super harsh on the body, super harsh. And like I said, doesn't get out of your body for 600 days. So you're going to have to definitely learn a lot about diet, learn a lot about foods, learn a lot about sugar, learn all these things. You kind of have to turn yourself off from most foods, okay? Because these foods are hyper palatable, like made to be super tasty by force, by the companies, these demonic companies that turn them into that. But also they are super processed. So hyper palatable, super processed, hyper addictive. So they are making you addictive, whether you consider yourself an addict or not. Most people that are overweight or obese or fatties or fatsos can't run 1 mile. These people are all addicts. You are all addicts, like the definition of an addict, because you got to that weight from being an addict, and that's something you need to accept with yourself. You are food addicted. All right. So also, when you look at obese women like Amberlyn Reed or Foodie Beauty, you see that they really go for noodles, they really go for fried foods. Foodie Beauty goes for fried foods, Amberlyn Reed goes for noodles a lot. So I was one of these people. I went for noodles a lot from my addiction and my addiction to the act of eating. So it's a double addiction. It's an addiction to the act of eating and the food itself. And that's exactly how you need to see it. That's exactly how you need to treat it. You need to see yourself like an addict, a recovering addict. So if you're not willing to start off with these ideas, with these mindsets, I don't know if it'll work for you. But yeah, that's how you begin the weight loss journey. And of course, you can get all these applications that might or might not help you. Depends how consistent you are. But I used the following applications. I used the application called Health on the iPhone. I used the application called Weight Drop on the iPhone. I used the application called Happy Scale on the iPhone. I used an application called MyFitnessPal on the iPhone and an application called Pacer on the iPhone. And if you sign up for any gym, they usually have an application that tracks your gym assistance, your gym attendance. So whatever gym you go to, they might have an application that tracks your gym attendance. And whenever you clock in any gym, because they make you clock in with a barcode or whatever you used, that you are a member, well, they have that application that says how many times a week you clocked into that gym. So yeah, that's how you start off with. It's mainly just these things that you need to get through your head, all these things that I mentioned, and attending to the gym like if it were a job, like if it were a requirement, like if you were to get fired. These mindsets you need to have. So moving on. So all whole foods, you don't necessarily need to start calorie restriction, but just ensure that you are turning to all whole foods, okay? Most foods that are not processed. This will be eggs, this will be nuts, this will be meat, okay? Steak, okay? This will be any sort of meat out there, chicken. Try to eat things that aren't too processed. Like if you eat chicken wings, make sure there's not too many ingredients on those chicken wings, But I'm sure you know which ones are real foods from actual earth compared to processed Cheetos, right? So just go to the supermarket one day and start reading labels just for the fun of it, just to educate yourself a little bit on these things that are fake and real, right? Then go to the produce section and you will realize that things there look a little bit more real, right? The apples are real, okay? The eggs are real, all right? When it comes to yogurt and cheese, these are processed, but they're not hyper processed. They're not super processed. They are less processed, And you will eventually, the more the days go on and you learn about nutrition, if you learn about nutrition every day, at least click a video that'll teach you some nutrition on the daily. At least watch 1 hour, like an hour video, speed it up, but make sure it's about nutrition and whole foods and clean eating. Just every video that you can. As long as you take an hour watching it, you will somewhat learn nutrition, right? You will, for a fact, learn nutrition and how it works. You will learn about sugars. You will learn about seed oils. You will learn about all these things, right? And eventually it'll turn you off from these hyper-palatable, hyper-addictive foods that are made to destroy you. So, yeah, moving on. Another thing beside the food, beside the gym attendance, is activity levels. So this means whether you're at the gym or not, even if you're, at home and bored, just take a walk. Just take a walk or assign a walk every day if you can to your schedule, because the activity level is what matters the most alongside diet. So if I'm gonna put these 3 options on a list from most important to least important, it'll be nutrition at the top, it'll be activity level second, and gym attendance third, from most important to not so important, But the gym attendance is pretty important because it teaches you a schedule. It teaches you responsibility. It's not so much the exercise. Oh, I need to exercise. I need to weight lift. I need to run on the treadmill. I'm going to suffer at the gym. It's not so much the workouts and the exercise. It's just showing up. It's just showing up. You need to teach yourself to show up. It's the responsibility factor of it all, you know? So that's the reason I say the gym attendance is pretty freaking important, you know? But outside of these three options, the nutrition, the gym attendance, the what was the other option? But you know, outside of those three options I just mentioned, the next one would be activity levels. Whether it be just cleaning animals, cleaning your pets, cleaning your kid, cleaning your baby, running errands, grocery shopping. It could be doing laundry. It could be anything at all. Sign up for a club if you have the time. Sign up for a club. What another thing you can do to keep that activity level up is purchase a personal trainer, at least for one single month. The cheapest you can buy, that you can afford. So it could be 1 month, it could just be 3 months. That's it, and that's all. You will never buy another personal trainer. But the reason I say, a personal trainer helps, at least just for 1 month of your entire life, is because these personal trainers will teach you, responsibility. They will teach you movement. They will teach you how to do the workouts, how to use the weights, so that eventually in the long run, in the future, you know how to do it on your own, alone, by yourself. And this is one of the things I did at 180 pounds. So definitely look into all these things. Research. So it's what you're gonna have to do. So yeah, it's the activity levels, it's the whole foods, it's the clean eating, it's the gym attendance. So yeah, that's pretty much where it starts. That's how you get into it, and treating it all like a job, like a requirement. So don't focus on looks, only use the scale, only use the clothing to measure your progress. And yeah, those are the tips I have for now. Cancel, the sugar and all that. I already said all that. So that's where you begin. This is what will help you throughout the entire year. Now, another thing is patience. You need to have patience. So it's not like, I went to the gym for this many hours and I'm expecting to look like a Barbie tomorrow. That's not how this process works. Even when you eat a pizza, right? Let's say you eat a pizza today. Let's say you eat a whole entire pizza. You're not going to get fat tomorrow. That's not how this process works. The process is that you eat the whole pizza. You eat all the slices of a whole entire family-sized large pizza. You eat the entire thing. And the obesity comes within 2 weeks of you eating that entire family-sized pizza. You don't become fat tomorrow. You become fat within the time span of 2 weeks. So this is how weight loss starts to work. When you start fasting, when you start dropping, the pounds, it takes within like 2 weeks. It's super delayed. So it's not that, oh, I went to the gym, I should be skinny tomorrow, I should look like Superman tomorrow, I should look like a Barbie tomorrow. This is not the mindset you need to have. Expect weight loss within 3 months or 2 months. It starts to show up super delayed. So eventually you will see it if you are tracking everything, if you are consistent, if you are serious. It will show, the results will, it'll show up. Delayed, but super for a fact will show up. Now when it comes to exercise and weightlifting. When it comes to exercise and weightlifting, you don't have to go crazy. You don't have to go all out. You can do the most mediocre of things. You don't have to walk 5 miles. You don't have to do weightlifting to the most horrid extent. You don't need to go crazy with the weights. You don't have to pick up the heaviest of the heaviest. Okay, you don't need to wear yourself out. That's not what this is about. You need to start with the most mediocre of most easiest thing you can think of, okay? For example, when I started showing up at the gym, I would just walk 1 little mile and followed up by walking the steps, just 500 little steps on the stair machine, And if I felt energetic still, I would just go to the weights and do the lightest weights, which for a woman it was just like 20 pounds, 20 pounds. Any muscle group I used, it was 20 pounds, 20 pounds, the most mediocre that you can think of. When you're starting this weight loss journey, you don't need to go crazy at all. At all. I'm telling you, at all. Show up at the gym and treat the gym like you're gonna have a massage, like you're gonna have stress relief, like your muscles will feel good afterward, that you will feel accomplished afterward, that you go to the gym for me time or alone time. This is how you have to treat the gym attendance. This will help you not be afraid to show up at the gym, but also it will help you again with the whole responsibility, show up at some place, and you will have fun. You would have to treat it like you will have fun, like you will play hype music, lit music, like fire music, music that is lit, that's gonna pump you up, that's gonna get your heart racing, that type of thing. You will go there for fun. You will listen to all these fun songs and you will just walk that mile and have me time. That's how you have to treat the gym. And if you pick up the weights, you have to treat that like, what, my muscles will feel like I had a massage. So definitely go to the gym for stress relief. If your gym has a sauna and a pool and a jacuzzi, definitely go for those reasons as well. So beyond the walking, beyond the stairmaster, stepmaster machine, whatever stair machine there is, beyond the workouts, you can go to the sauna afterward and relax there. You can you can go into the jacuzzi afterward. You can go to the pool to do some laps there if you want to. Definitely treat it like a spa, like stress relief, like me time. That's how you have to see the gym, and that's definitely how I saw it. So that helped a lot, But definitely you can do, when you're starting the weight loss journey in the gym, you can do the most mediocre of things. And eventually you will find something that you like, something that sticks. So for me, that was the stair machine. For me, that was the rope thing that you pull. I made it to like 10 minutes of rope, with rest in between. So whenever you do rest, it's like a minute rest that you have to do within sets, within reps. So definitely rest a lot, but continue doing whatever workout you're doing. This is another thing that personal trainers teach you. They teach you how to rest. It's not just, I'm going to go to the gym and do whatever and go crazy and, without having knowledge of how working out actually works. You need the personal trainer so they can teach you how to breathe and how to rest. And knowing how to rest between reps, between sets, between any of these things will help you continue and help you to keep showing up, because you need the rest. You need the breathing techniques, all of that to help you continue, to help you enjoy the workout. You will not enjoy the workout if you just show up at the gym and do whatever. This is not how that works. You need the personal trainer at least 1 month. At least pay 1 month so they can show you the workouts, so they can show you how you need to move your body, so they can show you how to rest between minutes, between reps, between all these things that, raise your heart. So definitely look into that, But eventually, if you keep showing up, you will find a workout or anything that sticks with you and is your favorite. Like I said, for example, mine definitely was the ropes, pulling the ropes, and the stairs, and sometimes I think it was also the leg workouts, the leg machines that there is. But you will eventually find something that really you enjoy, that is your favorite, eventually. So this is how you have to start. Later on, as time goes on, later on, I'm talking about maybe 6 months down the line of doing all these things consistently, you will get heavier weights. You will pick up heavier weights because you naturally want to go for heavier weights. You naturally feel like confident to go for heavier weights, and it becomes more comfortable to go for heavier weights. It's definitely a consistent everyday thing, and you will start seeing results past 3 months, past 6 months. The results show up 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, 3 months. So in the 3-month mark, you start seeing some results. Past 6 months, you start seeing more results. And within a year, you start seeing the final results, like the final product, depending how big you actually were, if you were way bigger, obviously this is gonna take probably 2 years, like definitely 2 years or more. It depends how big you got. For example, as a 5 foot female, I was 180 pounds and made it to 130 pounds within 1 year. So I was losing 10 pounds per month. So at the end of every month, I started seeing a 10-pound drop. At literally on the dot, at the end of every month, I was seeing a 10-pound drop. This is another thing about the scale, that you shouldn't weigh yourself every day, because this is not how the body works. This is not how the anatomy works. This is not how the physiology works. This is not how any of this works. Your weight fluctuates depending on everything you do in life. Your weight fluctuates. It goes up and down, up and down, up and down. So what you need to do is weigh yourself at the beginning of the month and at the end of the month. Don't do it between the middle of the month. Don't do it every day. You will not see results like that. That's not how this works. Like I said, most of your results you will see in your clothes. You will see with this weight loss band around your wrist, this weight loss bracelet. You will see using a tape measure, that type of thing. That's where you really see the results. But keep the scale to a minimum. Definitely, do write down the starting weight, but keep the scale usage to a minimum. You know what I mean? So definitely at the end of every month, that's when you really do use it. So don't focus too much on the scale. Try to use this weight loss bracelet and your body measurements more than anything. So yeah, that's definitely all of my advice. So I'm here trying to think of more. Waste time. Definitely waste time. If you're like a food addict, if you rely too much on food, waste time. This means do your hair, go do your nails, go paint, use your hands a lot, go play video games like I did. You can go on dates or whatever, but dates, usually there's food involved, so maybe don't do dates, but just waste time. What I also did was standing outside, walking outside in the sun just to get a slight tan. So waste and waste and waste time. If you're a food addict, if you was someone who was super sedentary and just having food around a lot, definitely you need to find a way to waste time. And this is also why I said keep that activity level up with grocery shopping, with walking, with anything at all, with running errands, doing laundry, cleaning your kids, cleaning up your pets. Definitely look into ways of wasting time. So this is also why I enjoyed the pool a lot at the beginning, because that pool, it wasted time. It took up my time, and also it helped me keep that activity level up, Especially if you're a very heavy person, a very big person, the pool, I'm telling you, the pool is going to be good for all your joints. While at the same time, you can definitely exercise in the pool and do laps and raise your heart rate and all these things. But it'll be good for your joints. You don't wear on your joints. So definitely the pool, look into it, And yeah, this is my advice. This is what helped me. And again, it's a daily thing. Like I said, even if the weight loss, the weight gain and weight loss thing, how it works, I told you it's a delayed process. It's a super delayed process, Like I said, if you eat an entire family-sized pizza, you don't get fat the next day. You get fat like within a week, within 2 weeks of you eating the pizza. This is kind of like how illnesses work a little bit. Like if you get the flu, if someone gave you the flu, the symptoms don't show up the next day. The symptoms show up like within a week to 2 weeks, and then you will actually feel sick, So this is how food consumption works. As well as the lack thereof. Like the more you fast, the less you eat, the more clean foods that you eat, the more you show up at the gym, the more workouts there is, the more activity level there is, the more you walk. It's a delayed result. The results show up super delayed. So don't focus too much. Don't wait up on those results. What I'm saying, the results will come. Just know that they come. They do come, but they're not a next day type of thing. So the patience is key. Patience is key. It's the key in all of this, Super patient, but at the same time super vigilant and super focused, So yeah, definitely this is my advice. It's free advice. I'm gonna leave that link with a playlist of health videos that helped me a lot. All natural foods that come from actual earth. Anything that is meat, anything that is fruits, anything that is vegetables, anything that is nuts, everything, the least processed that there is. Yogurts are fine, milk is fine, eggs are fine. When you cook these meats, try to not use too much oil, stuff like that. You can boil eggs with water. You can, I think you can even fry eggs with water. Look that up. Look all of that up, Keep the oil to a super minimum because oil becomes fat. But definitely research all this stuff about nutrition and how it works as well. Within the 6-month mark, that's when I say you need to start calorie restriction. Don't start calorie restriction at first because you're gonna be turned off because you're a food addict like I was. It's gonna turn you off. It's gonna make you disappointed. But the first thing you start off with is clean eating. Even though you don't actually start reducing the food amounts, just start clean eating. And after the 6 months of you practicing all these things alongside the clean eating, that's when you can start with the calorie restriction. What also helped me was fasting, but I would do like only 300 calories 3 days in a row. So just 3 days, just 3 little days, eat 300 calories. And then the rest of the days you eat like normal. So you can look into fasting, you can look into all of that, but I would say start calorie restriction at the 6-month mark. If you want to do like an extended fast, like 3 days and stuff like that, you can do that after maybe 9 to 10 months of doing all these things. Everything needs to be a step-by-step process. Otherwise, you will be turned off. You will psychologically be turned off. This is also why I say don't go to the gym and go crazy in the gym doing just whatever. You will turn yourself off. You will be disappointed. You will literally turn yourself off from any weight loss journey. You will turn yourself off. This is a constant, slow, super slow, day by day learning. It's a whole learning. It's an entire schooling. It's an entire process. It's not tomorrow I'm gonna go to the gym and go crazy. Tomorrow I'm gonna, not eat anything and become skinny within a week. This is not how that works. I don't know who lied to you. Any of those videos that say, oh my god, I dropped 10 pounds in like 5 days. That is a lie. Don't believe any of that. It's not real. That's not how this works. No freaking body can drop 10 pounds in 5 days because that's not how the physiology works. That is not how the heat resistance works. That's not how our anatomy works at all. At all. They're literally lying in the title. No freaking body can drop 10 pounds in 5 days. That is not how it works. It has never worked like that in all of human history. That is not how our anatomy works at all, period. So yeah, if you like tough love, which I do, by the way, you can look at YouTubers like Alan Roberts. His content helped me a lot. So I'm gonna shout out Alan Roberts. Go to his channel. He gives you that super tough love. He tells you how it is, and his content helped me a lot, a lot, because tough love works for me. I like to hear it for what it is. I like to hear truth. I like to hear facts. I like to hear the raw truth, even if it's insulting, even if it hurts feelings. I like that tough love. So if you like that, definitely seek Alan Roberts on YouTube and go to his lives. All right, his videos, his lives. So check Alan Roberts out. So yeah, all these things helped me, and keeping that activity level up. I also had a job that required foot patrol, that required walking, so I tracked all of that. You can see that on that video called How I Dropped 90 Pounds. It's anywhere on my channels. And again, you need the patience. You need to treat it with seriousness. None of this is a joke. Your health is on the line. Everybody's health is on the line. Everyone is eating fake foods for the most parts. All right, so it's a whole entire reset of your body, a whole entire reset, a whole entire restart. Because at this point, if you're overweight or obese, your entire brain is addicted. It's completely brainwashed with the food. The food does the brainwashing. The food does the addiction. So this is how this works, So if you're big, a healthy weight drop would be like me. It would be like a 10-pound weight drop monthly. Like at the end of every month, it would be a 10-pound weight drop. So that's how it went for me. You can keep a calendar in your room, like one of those big paper calendars that you mark off with a pen. That helped me. You can keep a notepad. I kept a notepad in my iPhone as well. This is also, again, for the whole responsibility part of it. So that helped me. Again, alongside the weight loss bracelet that you wrap around your hand, around your wrist. So it's all these things. You can do them today, You don't have to go nuts in the gym. You just need to show up, all right? That's all it is. It's very, very simple. If you think of it as very simple, it'll be simple. It doesn't have to be all of this crazy stuff they talk about in anywhere you look. It's not something next level crazy, It just takes determination. It takes motivation, Anything that you can use as motivation will help. It'll be the grounds for your weight loss journey. So whether that'll be attracting someone you like, someone you developed a crush on, if you hope to attract someone in the future, someone you hope to meet in the future, that's motivation. If you hope to get into any career that requires you to be fit, that's motivation. If you want to look good next Christmas or something, if you want it to be about looks, like I said, I don't really like basing it on looks, but maybe it helps. It helps sometimes for some people. The whole looks part of it all, it helps for the motivation. Because the grounds will be motivation, but I don't recommend the whole looks aspect of it all, If you're doing it for health or diabetes or staying away from cancers and all these things, that's definitely grounds for weight loss, for the weight loss journey. So the grounds is a big component of it all, So find what will be your motivator, Your motivator will be your motor, okay? What gets you up in the morning, etc. So yeah, if the gym was closed, I would go walk outside, I still continued with my progress by myself, even if the gym was closed, that type of thing. If it was raining, I still went outside and walked. And you can see in my video how I dropped 90 pounds that I was walking literally in the rain and made my 2 miles in the rain, that type of thing. The type of consistency that says, I don't care if it's cold outside, I'm gonna get those steps in. I don't care if it's raining outside, I'm gonna get those steps in, because that's my job. If I don't do my job, I'm gonna get fired. So that's the type of mindset I have, and that's the type of mindset you need to have. So yeah, definitely this is something you take with seriousness, but this is not something that you need to torture yourself with. It can be enjoyable. You can turn it enjoyable. You can make it enjoyable. So this is my tips. This is my video for today. So if you definitely, especially in these advanced countries, we have a lot of mass-produced food. We have a lot of hyper-palatable food. We have hyper-addictive food that has turned us into these monsters, that has turned us into these vehicle-sized humans like in WALL-E. This is what it's done to us. And we need to accept it. We need to see it for what it is and take action on it. Like, you will be the one that stops it, So this is how this works. Next thing is, the last thing I want to talk about is how the scale works. So if you're a female, you have a monthly cycle. This monthly cycle, this menstruation, it bloats you and it makes you gain some weight, depending how, heavy your cycle is. So I would say, do not weigh yourself if you are on your period. Do not weigh yourself if you are on your period or ovulating. Like, if you are in the mood, that means you're ovulating. If you want action as a woman, that means you're ovulating. So when you are ovulating, when you are in the mood, when you are menstruating, when you are bleeding, don't weigh yourself. The scale is gonna fluctuate, okay? It'll fluctuate super hard if you're a female. All the time, This is why I say you weigh yourself at the end of every month, as long as you're not on your period, Once your period is done, that's when you weigh yourself. In the morning, without having consumed water or food. In the morning, not during your period, when you haven't consumed water or food. So this is how this works. If you're a man, you don't have a period, you can weigh yourself at the end of every month, and you will see normal results. Compared to a female fluctuates because of her period, and this is how the scale works for women. So yeah, this is my advice, this is my tips, this is how you start, and there are no ifs or buts. There's no other way around. Like I said, those miracle weight loss meds like Ozempic and semaglutide or whatever they're called now, they damage your muscles, and your muscles are at the root source of your what is it, health. Your muscles are at the root source of your health and how you digest food. So the muscle building part of it all is extremely important. And again, you don't need to go crazy with the weights to build muscle. You just need to do longer sets, just make it longer. But you don't have to lift the heaviest of the heaviest that exists. That's not how it works. But definitely build some muscle along the line. So it's at the root source of any of your metabolism is what the muscle does. So if you go for Ozempic or semaglutide or whatever miracle weight loss med exists out there, they will completely damage your muscles, which means you will depend on these meds for life. Anyway, that was the video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Please seek that playlist that I will put down below called Health, and they will teach you calories, they will teach you exercises, they will teach you everything you need to know about nutrition and food consumption and all that. This is how I did it. This is what helped me. I had a 10-pound drop per month thanks to me following along with these actions and not stopping, and this is how I made it now in December of 2024 at 135 pounds. I made my goal, and this is exactly how I made my goal. There was no ifs or buts. There was no cheating. There was no semaglutide. There was no Ozempic. It was literally just me being consistent, being responsible, keeping that activity level high up, hitting the weights, finding my favorite workout, and all these things that take time. So I hope you like this video. Goodbye.